Sagittarius, and welcome to your love reading for September 2018. I've already posted your general readings and I'm trying to think back because your love reading there's so much emotional energy around you. Loads of cup cards, 1, 2, 3. You've got the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups and the Queen of Cups as the central issue. So cups are our emotional energy. It's our feeling, can represent water signs that are in your life, but not necessarily. They are about expressing your feelings towards someone. And your central issue is the Queen of Cups, okay? So the Queen of Cups, as I said, might be a water sign, but this is about having very deep feelings towards someone. And in this deck, in my other decks, the Queen doesn't move, but in this deck she moves forward offering her cup, and that sort of is your advice, because the best path to follow is the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups goes forward, makes an emotional offer, might be for a date, to meet for a drink, because the Knight of Cups is a very, very light energy, okay? But the Knight of Cups in this deck is also about overcoming something. So you might have to overcome fear, shyness, something. If you're already in an existing relationship, you might have gone through a challenging period, because the Knight of Cups in this deck overcomes, and the Queen goes forward offering compassion, empathy. So either that's what you're doing, Sagittarius, or this is the energies coming at you. It's definitely about love though, guys, okay? Now what lies behind you is the Queen of Swords. So some of you can be an air sign person. If not, some of you have been doing some deep thinking about a relationship. But the Queen of Swords, ultimately, in her highest form, is about speaking the truth. The truth shall set you free. And there's definitely an energy about truthfulness coming through here, Sagittarius. I mean, if this doesn't resonate with you, maybe this is about going through a separation. Maybe you felt very isolated for a while. But at the looks of it, that's not what's going to continue, okay? You're moving into the beautiful energy of the Fool card. So the Fool card is about new beginnings. It's about moving forward without fear in order to embrace change. Sometimes when the Fool card appears, it can be very adventurous love experiences, or it can represent going down a path that you've never ever gone down before. So the person you're attracted to might be very unusual, okay? Because the Fool is that brand new start. It's the Zero card. And ultimately, Sagittarius, when we go through breakups and difficult losses, it's all to get us back to the Fool card, so we can start again on a brand new journey. Because this Queen of Cups is showing up, your additional guidance card is the Deep Knowing card, okay? When the Deep Knowing card appears in a love reading, I've got 2 of these cards. They can represent a knowing that a certain person is the right person for you. And when the Fool card shows up, it can be almost against your greater logical understanding, even your practical understanding, but something bigger is pulling you, essentially, okay? Your outcome is the Lover's card. So I think in a love reading, I don't have to say any more. Sometimes, for some Sagittarius, it might be relevant that you're still facing a choice and a decision that needs to be made. But that decision is going to be made through relating, talking, connecting. Because you know what, we can make all the logical decisions that we want, but it's when we're with the person and you're working together to understand something that we really begin to see something. Because in your environment is the Page of Cups, okay? Again, the Page of Cups' traditional meaning would be a new love interest, so this might be relevant for some of you. But what's so interesting is there's so many different, you've got a queen, you've got a page, and you've got a knight. So it's a little bit of a confusing picture here. Some of you, this might be a brand new love interest. For other of you, it's about getting back to that state of love when we trust. That's what the Fool card would be saying as well. Because so often what goes on wrong in our relationships is the amount of unspoken tension and unlived passion. That's what makes our relationships go wrong. The Page of Cups could be speaking about going back to that original dating stage, the infatuation stage, flirting, having fun. I will pull another card for you. Your hopes and fears is the Page of Wands. So I cannot help seeing that this reading might be for specific Sagittarius. And it looks like there's a new love interest for a lot of you actually. But because the Queen's there, you might already know the person. But there's the energy of desire and love and attraction that's pulling you forward. Okay, yeah. So you got the energy of playfulness. Playfulness would be the Fool card. And I would say the Page of Cups would be about playfulness. Because love is about joy and it's about play. We've got so many other places to take our unresolved issues to. Because ultimately love should be about the Sun energy and the Fool energy. So playfulness says to recapture romance, allow your youthful spirit to come forward. Now, I would say you've got 4 cards that are saying the same, because the Page of Wands is very light. So is the Fool. So is the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. They're all about the spirit of love, okay? And the spirit of true love does not think about what's going to happen in a few years, or doesn't look back. It embraces what's going on between you and the other person in the moment, okay? Your outcome, now interesting because you've got a connection here. You've also got the 9 of Discs, and the 9 of Discs is facing the Queen of Swords. So there's definitely, and you've got a really strong, now I like this Sagittarius, okay, because it's only in fairy tales do people get together and live happily ever after. I think most of you watching know that's not quite how it works, because the sun comes out and then it sets. We move in rhythms, and when we don't understand those rhythms is when we go into a lot of very difficult psychological places. The 9 of Discs is about being alone and loving it. Now, a lot of people talk about this 11-11. What 11-11 means is connected but separate, separate but as one. And to be in a true love bond, 2 pillars need to be standing as strong, independent people who know how to love and honour themselves. And only then can true love emerge. Okay? We've been taught by the wrong people that love is about sucking someone's vitality or love me till I die. It's not. 11-11 means we stand as separate beings, but we come together in the spirit of love. What an incredibly intense reading. I think there's a couple of other signs who've got a really dynamic love reading. Okay, so check out your moon and rising if that's what resonates with you. I always resonate with my moon and my rising signs. But there's a really deep and passionate connection here, guys, okay? But don't forget, when we lose ourselves in love, we lose love, essentially. So I love where you're coming from. There's such an innate, powerful strength, and that and only then is when you get that love bond, or whatever they call soulmates, twin souls. But not until you learn to be in these energies in their highest form do we get to be in these in their highest form. Okay, Sagittarius, I think I've got doesn't happen to me very often, guys, because I've got such a blessed life, but I've got a little bit of reading envy going on. Okay, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And that is when you really get that Queen of Cups, guys, not when we're, and if not when we're all clingy and dependent. That is not love. That's a hopeless child. This is a very powerful connection for some of you, and I wish you all the best. Loads of love. Bye.